The first question I get asked while covering the Winter Olympics in Sochi is about the type of equipment I'll be using. Louis Pasteur said that chance favors only the prepared mind. I would add that chance also favors the prepared photographer. On a daily basis for my job, I can get by with a nice small kit. A couple of cameras, a couple of lenses, a small little bag that holds, maybe a flash, an extra battery, that kind of thing. For the Olympics, that's just not enough. A big bag like this to carry everything else. It also helps me carry it up and down the hill, as well as something a little more substantial. For a long lens, I'm going to bring my 200 to 400 f4 zoom. This is a great lens. It covers off a lot of territory for sure. It's not quite long enough for some of the hill events, but it does have a built-in teleconverter here, giving me that extra length. And I'll also, of course, bring my 70-200 zoom lens. I'll bring a little wide 16 to 35 lens. I'll bring a small little 50mm lens, of course. A flash unit, which I expect not to be using. During competition, we're not allowed to use flash units. It'd be more of a feature kind of opportunity with that. To help support this lens for an extended periods of time, of course, we'll bring a monopod. And on top of my monopod, I like to put a little mini ball adapter up here. What that allows me to do is that when I'm working on ski slopes or at an odd angle in an arena, I can direct the angle of my lens. I don't have to bend over the whole time trying to get just the right angle. The ball head's going to do the work for me. My next concern, of course, is clothing. If you're cold, wet, miserable, you really can't concentrate on making good photographs. At least 3 layers per body part is my rule of thumb. For my hands, I'll use a small glove inside a warmer glove mitten combination inside an over mitt that I can wear when I'm not taking pictures. For my head, same thing, 3 layers. I like to wear, first of all, a balaclava. Second of all, I might put on a face mask. And third, my big Russian hat. I'll bring some rain gear too, because in Sochi, how warm it is, I suspect it'll be rain more than snow that I'll be battling. I like to bring a great big poncho. I can put all of my equipment underneath it. I can even work on my laptop underneath it like a tent if I need to. It may not be pretty, but even after 6 hours, not a drop of rain will get on you. And don't forget, your cameras get wet too. I like to use plastic bags around them, or you can also buy fancy camera covers too that will cover your lens and the camera body. For footwear, big old pair of boots is great. Here are the crampons that I'll often have to use to climb ski hills. In fact, they won't even let me on the ski hill unless I've got these big spikes on. And occasionally when I'm in Toronto, I wear my battery-powered socks. But I suspect that Russian security is not going to take too kindly to wires and batteries coming out of my boots. I also always carry chemical warmers with me. You can put them in your mitts to keep your fingers warm. You can put them in your boots to keep your toes warm. You can also take these out and tape them underneath your camera or onto your computer to keep the batteries going, even in the deep cold. Now, this may seem like a lot to carry and to think about, but good photography really does require a little bit of sacrifice. Every photographer that I know loves playing with cameras, lenses, all the equipment, but I suspect that by about day 19, I'm going to be ready to chuck the whole lot of this stuff right into the Black Sea. You can follow along with a bit of my Sochi adventures through thestar.com and through our Stars photo blog. Das Vidanya.